Good morning, everybody. Adam Niffen here, Smith Welding Restoration. This is the nose piece for the Omega. I'll roll this over for you. Bumper, smog. There's leaf heading out. There is the piece, the filler piece that goes under the bumper. This is what a car looks like in single stage after you've sanded it all down. Now, in my great rushing hurry, I actually burnt the paint right here, wet sanding it all out. I took an airbrush, I airbrushed in. There's a few spots around the car that we had to airbrush in. I will wet sand those areas out today to give it the same finish. This is, actually I polished out one small area to see where we were at. That's not fully polished, but we're going to put the door handles on here in a minute. We're going to reassemble that front end. My good friend Leaf, who will be with us for an undetermined amount of time, full or part-time. Hell of a guy. He'll be helping us move forward in this. But this is what they look like wet sanded down. Now if you look very carefully, there's no texture. Once we get this polished out, it will be a show car like shine. Yes, it's single stage. Yes, it's not as proper and whatnot for today's standards. We had a little burn here. We had a sealer issue underneath, and we actually exposed the tops of the sealer where it went down funky. I tried a new primer gun, and that was a big issue. But we can see here we're all wet sanded down and pretty. We've got to put the nose section together, Scotch-Brite down all these components and get them cleaned up, get the motor cleaned up. A lot of that's happening today. I will be on and off through the course of the day. This will probably make 3 or 4 videos. There's that. We gotta pull those off again. Had my brother helping me, and he needed shit to do, so I made him put all the door assemblies together. But with that on, you can't put that on. So, my bad. We're looking at some, this had a 6 in it originally, more than likely.
No, it did. Customer told me.
There you go. So we got a radiator fit here that's a little wonky. See that over there?
It should actually be touching here, but to put the V8 in, you had to put a bigger radiator in it.
Yep.
So we're going to make sure that this thing doesn't vibrate a hole through the top of this
They had
radiator.
some kind of meager weather stripping there. We got some stuff we hold in inventory we're going to use for that exact purpose today. We'll kind of show you that aspect. These are the little things when you put a car back together, especially one that's been done, redone, and done again, like this beast.
Tri-modified.
Yeah, tri-modified. There you go. It wasn't a virgin when it came in here. It had already been rebuilt 2 or 3 times. Alright, so we're shooting again. This is a piece of strip we're going to use. It's just a universal. I actually used it on a Bagger Special, some fiberglass Harley bags I reassembled. This was left over from that job. What Leaf is up to right now, just like he showed you, that over there did not have a rubber grommet on it. That landed short of that. It's a wider radiator for this 350.
It's a 3-core, which is what it needs to cool the small block. When a 200 cc or 200 cubic inch 6-cylinder came out, or 230 probably, but it was probably a 200, probably the little one. And now
It'd be a little touch and go getting it all lined up because the foam's in there, but
no, not at all.
good deal.
It will hold it in place perfectly when only one grommet prior was holding it.
Yep.
Now, when the steel is bolted down, it has adequate pressure so the radiator won't even vibrate, which is not good for metal radiators because they vibrate apart at the seams if you let them move at all. I'm surprised it isn't leaking like a sieve already because of the way that they originally installed it when they transplanted the V8 in.
Yep.
This is one of the details that people don't pay attention to. Just stupid little things like that, or bother to go to the junkyard and get the right length one.
Yep.
It
And
also
this one's,
should probably have a shroud If he does a lot of stop and go traffic with it, it could possibly overheat.
Yep. I've been
And
there.
upon what thermostat is in it, blah, blah, blah. 30 years as a tech, you learn stuff like that. A lot of these people are doing work nowadays.
Don't know it no more. They don't teach us in
There's
school
forgotten
anymore.
skills.
Yes.
And thank the Lord, I'm still here to teach them.
We have mufflers. Very simple, basic system. All this already existed, but this did not. He had the parts. It's a solid mount system. The headers have flex in them. That's connected. So we're gonna have the flex we need, but I wanted to solid mount it up here so that the tolerances, there's just not a lot of room to wiggle it. I didn't want it slapping around. I prefer rubber mounts so shit can move, but when we're that close to all the parts, pans, leaves, it just gets drastic. So we have exhaust on the Omega now. We're moving on, we're gonna polish the bottom half at least, so we can get the wheels on it and drop it. We're fixing to fit the emblems. Just moving along. This is a crude extrapolation of the stripe I came up with off of a picture I was sent by the owner. In fact, I just took pictures of this with my phone and messaged these photos to him. You know, all this inside the blue outlining will be a gunmetal gray. I'll show you that. I got a bunch of different gray material here in the shop that I am going to mix up a real super sparkly metallic. Some little hashes there to break that up a little bit. It's kind of what the owner wanted, I believe. So the next step after we polish up all of the car, I got ahead of myself. I got this quarter panel done and wanted to move forward a little bit. It's lunchtime here for me, so I did this right quick before lunch. So really now where we're at is exhaust is on. We're laying these out, we're polishing up the car. Wheels are in here. We're cleaning up the hardware, the lug nuts and shit for the wheels. You know, again, it's polished. It needs wiped down. It'll probably need one more buffing come this spring. And this is not polished. It's just wet sanded. That's really where you start for a good finish, is looking like that. There's the door polished out, part of it. I haven't polished out the whole door yet. Just moving forward. Forward moving progression, that's all we can ask for. But I'll get all of the rubbing compound and I'll scuff that whole area after I get it all taped off and decided upon. We'll see what the owner thinks of it and we'll go from there. Alright, so Friday's over. We got as far as we can get. We got all the red polished out. You can see some haze. Well, that's not even haze, that's reflection, kids. There's some rubbing compound haze on it still though. Got the wheels on it. Got the door hardware. Around here. Got most of this put together. My kids are wanting to go home now, so I'm gonna go ahead and let them. I'll lay that piece up there, see how she fits. I'll show you. We got brand new pretty door seals thrown in here.
Door shut real nice for an F-body.
Yeah, the door's shut real nice for an F-body.
Never shut good to begin with.
We got a polished black. We got a polished black, clean windows, and trim. Put the bumpers on. Put the stripe on it. We're done for tonight though. We're supposed to deliver this in the morning. You know, one deadline gone, another deadline gone. The last two deadlines it got jacked. I don't feel bad about.
This one ain't so bad either.
Because of what we've done, how far we've taken it, and where we're dealing with now. I polish all this out. I can put the one side view mirror on it. We got all the door window trim on. I got one piece of trim left over here. We'll put that across there, clean up the window, put that across there. Today's over, folks. I just can't get it. I want it today, and I'm gonna get it. There's my son Rowan. There's my daughter Ivy. Good night, folks.